aggressive music, and it was a long time ago when I made a video. I needed a little relaxing time, so I took this Christmas holiday Yuletide time of the year and I thought, okay, I'm not gonna do anything. I'm gonna relax the shit out of myself. I was not working at all, I was not doing videos at all, I wasn't thinking about dance or anything. Yeah, that helped me a lot. And that helped me to miss everything I've done, so that helped me to get back to everything. So here I am. Before we start anything, I have to mention a few things. I made 2 videos which I didn't post. I made a recap video, I didn't edit it, but to recap 2018, I would say my mental health went pretty much downhill, which wasn't fun. Some exciting things happened, which was fun, and I have a ton of ideas for the new year, which is fun again. But right now we're gathered together here to hear about my new orchids. Let's start the new year with a haul. So as I was mentioning it last year, I want to do a haul, a birthday haul. So the birthday haul would have consisted of many things. I was at an orchid show and I bought a few orchids there. So after that I managed to save a few callias. Let's make that a part of the orchid haul as well. And also I got an orchid for Christmas. Here I am with an, let's say, Yuletide orchid haul. I wanted to place an order at an online orchid shop as a part of my birthday orchid haul, but yeah, winter time, it's fun. So whatever. So as I already showed you, I've got 2 callias. One of them is this big callia. I'm not gonna talk about them a lot since I already talked about them in the saving video, how to save callia orchids. Right now they are in these white plastic containers, decorative containers. This callia is, as you can see, it's a rather big one. Big leaves, big canes, and I was excited about that because I always wanted to have a callia which is rather huge, because callias can go into the very huge category and I needed that in my life. Still, I really want to have a callia which is taller than myself. It's hard to find, but it's out there. And I was lucky when I bought this. It still had wilted flowers, so I knew the flowers' appearance. This one has tinier, or rather tinier, I'm not sure. When I bought it, the wilted flowers were still not open, so there was a shock in this orchid's, well, blooming period, and the shock was too big for the orchid to let their buds open up, so all the buds blasted before opening. So maybe they would have been bigger if they would have the time to open up properly, but still I think these flowers might be pretty tiny for the size of this huge callia. They have white petals and sepals and the lip is purplish. Judging by the fact that this callia is this huge with these huge leaves and everything, and the flowers are tiny, I might guess this is that callia type which doesn't produce like fewer flowers, but rather a cluster of flowers on the top of the blooming cane. So that might be exciting. We'll see about the next growth. I'm curious right now and I really hope I will see some beautiful blooms from this one. I forgot to tell you, this callia is unifoliate with occasional bifoliate canes. You know, that's just because of the hybrid genes. There are unifoliate and bifoliate callias in the parentage of this one. My other callia which I saved is this one. As you can see, it's tinier and it's not that bushy. It was sold as a young plant, first blooming plant. So this callia is unifoliate. I cannot see any cane which would be bifoliate, but still it can happen in the life of this callia. This one has this tiny growth here which was still growing, so I'm not sure what's gonna happen to that one. All I want to see now is roots, and that's happening, so that's good. But I'm gonna do a proper update for them because it's gonna be interesting. Well, sadly, since this is again a no ID hybrid callia from a garden center and it had no wilting blooms, I cannot tell you what's the bloom gonna be like, so it's gonna be a surprise, and I'm really hoping for a good surprise, not a bad, ugly surprise which I just wanted to throw out if once I've seen it. So yeah, crossing fingers for myself here. Now that we get rid of these peasant callias from garden centers, common hybrid whatevers, I'm just kidding, I love them still. Now I can show you the, let's say, more exciting orchids. I'm excited about callias as well because, you know. Now the orchid which I got for Christmas is in bloom and I thought I hate it. Here we go, a Ludicea. This is Ludicea, this color, and the variety or whatever is ruby. I'm not sure if I told you ever on this channel, but I wasn't looking forward to purchasing a Ludicea because it's basically an orchid, but if you look at it, you know, it's just a house plant. And I was like, I will never buy this shit. So Christmas came and I was gifted this Ludicea, this color, and my opinion changed. But as I was exposed to this Ludicea, I actually realized I like it. I'm not saying I'm totally in love with it. I'm not saying, oh, it's beautiful, I need this in my life. Actually, I like it because I like these leaves. The foliage is pretty. I like these upright flower spikes. I think these flower spikes look like tiny agaves in bloom and I like that. It is supposed to be easy since it's like a house plant and I've seen a lot of people doing really good with it. I cannot tell you too much about this Ludicea since I don't know Ludicea, since I hated Ludiceas. We'll see what's gonna happen in the future. We'll see what I'm gonna do with it because I'm really not sure right now at this point. The person who gifted this to me didn't know that plants actually need watering, so when I received it, it was pretty dehydrated. It wasn't fun. I was hoping that when it regains its hydration, these flowers will be still upright because it was really droopy. I'm looking forward how this will grow. I'm looking forward to have more flower spikes, and also I'm looking forward to research it on the internet because right now at this moment I don't even know if the Ludicea this color has a flowering season or it is capable of flowering like all year long whenever it feels to bloom, or what's gonna happen. Right now at this point I don't know anything about this plant. I know one thing: if I look at these leaves, they look like velvet, and that's super fun. I like to touch these leaves, but that's just disappointing because they don't feel like velvet. But if I look at them, that's just amazing. So yeah, Ludicea this color, an orchid which I hated. Right now I don't hate it that much. And also I bought two species orchids at an orchid show. So one of them is this ugly stick here. Catasetum pileatum jumbo green. I think that's the whole name, but I'm not sure about that. It's just an awarded clone. Just an awarded clone, like, no. It is an awarded clone, and when I bought it, it was growing some new buds, and that was the reason I bought this particular one, because the other ones didn't have a flower spike or whatever. And after it bloomed, and I was super excited about that because the blooms were just basically fucking huge, and when they opened up properly, my mind was blown. And when they started to wilt right away, I really got this Catasetum tenebrosum vibes, because in the past I bought a Catasetum tenebrosum. It bloomed and I was really disappointed because the regular orchids have the budding period, they open up, and they have this flowering period, and after that comes the wilting period. They are these distinct periods between these. Catasetum tenebrosum, it wasn't like that. As it was opening up, it already started to wilt away, and it wasn't my fault, it wasn't my environment's fault because I researched it. I really dislike that, like, there is basically 1 or 2 days in which the flower looks great and after that it's just wilting already because it's not opening up anymore. I was waiting for this one to open up, and after it opened up it started to slowly wilt, and it was pretty much only 1 day when it was properly opened up and not wilting, and then it started to wilt, and I really got this Catasetum tenebrosum vibe. So right now I'm just disappointed in the Catasetum pileatum. I don't like this trait at all, so right now I'm not sure what to do. By the way, Catasetums work in curious ways. if a pollinator actually flies into the flower, the pollen is ejected right onto them. And I thought, okay, let's make a slow motion video about that because I think it would be interesting. So yeah, here's the clip, enjoy that. My last orchid in this orchid haul video is this one. It's a miniature cute Vonda type, isn't it? Really super cute? Yes, it is. I needed this orchid for a long time. It was on my wish list for a longest time, and then I found it and I was like, shit, I will buy this. This is the citrina. All those blooms, they are just amazing. I love them. I love the shape and the color of them. Actually, I met one of my viewers and he helped me choose this orchid out, so thanks for that. I was looking for the most healthy one and the biggest one because they were quite the weird ones. They were some with crooked stems and whatevers. Right now, as I'm thinking about it, I should have gone for the one which already had spent flower spikes. So right now I'm just a little bit disappointed about my choice, but still, this is the biggest one. This was the best looking one, and also I cannot wait to repot it because it's in this tiny little plastic pot which is just horrible. No, I refuse to look at this in this pot, but I'm just waiting for some new roots appearing because I don't want to like repot it in the middle of winter when it's colder and nothing's happening with it, because that's not the best idea I've ever had. Yeah, this is my orchid haul and this is me back at YouTube stuff, and I hope I will post regularly. So yeah, this is my video for today and this was my orchid haul for today, and I hope you liked it. If you liked it, click on the like button. If you disliked it, click on the dislike button. Leave a comment down in my know it all section so we can know it all. Yeah, follow me on Instagram where I should post regularly again, and that's all for today. See you next time. Bye guys. Oh, by the way, I just got a new tripod for Christmas because the old was broken, and look at this, how smoothly it actually works. Look at that. Oh shit, it's so smooth, you cannot even hear how smooth it is. Oh my god, it's just amazing.